Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy V! Last time, we made our way through most of the Great Forest of Mua. I think it's called Mu in other translations. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But after getting the last treasure chest, if you head to the left, you will trigger a cutscene. Make sure you've gotten all that you wanted before heading over here, and make sure that you've saved. Both things you will be very happy that you did. Because the forest is kind of on fire. It's a big forest. You didn't get a good idea of how big it was before, but now, man, that's enormous compared to everything else. So he's burning his homeland. Kind of. Now this is a unique chest. Right now, it contains the Aegis Shield. If you wait until after subsequent events, it will contain a Flame Shield. Now, the Flame Shield technically has higher stats by a little bit, and it absorbs Fire Elemental. However, we get other Flame Shields later on, and we don't really get any... I think we get maybe one more Aegis Shield, if at all. But we can't really go anywhere. We're kind of screwed. Everything's too hot. Hello! Gotta love timing. Jumped right on top of me, did you, little Moogle? Anyway, with that, basically our only way of escaping things is to head down into here. And, yeah, hide down here from the fire. Go down here, you get a free healing. So there's that. And the Moogles don't say anything other than Kupo. This one won't get out of the way until hold fast forward. Yeah, once he stops being in the way, or she, then you're allowed to leave once again. If you did not get it, this would contain a flame shield. Otherwise, it contains nothing. You can't go back, and I'm not going to fight any of these enemies because there's no real need. I'm already healed up. I don't want to waste a bunch of MPs, so let's continue on this way. And like I said, just run from them all. They don't really matter. We've got what I wanted to get out of here. We got, here's Soot. Soot's useless. I think you could throw it technically. I don't know if it's powerful when you throw it, but it's there. There's no way of getting over here to get that treasure before all of the fire hits, so I guess it was supposed to be an item and it got burnt. There's the Flame Tongue. I don't know why they separated it into two different words, but they did, and I think they also spelt it wrong. But just like a Flame Tongue in any other Final Fantasy game, it's usually what they use to refer to the Fire Elemental Sword. I believe that one's Night only, by the way. Not that that's... Well, it's kind of important because we're not really going to use the Knight going forward. There's like one dungeon where the Knight is useful, and that's about it. Anyway, here's the Master Tree. It's a very big tree. But anyway, the Elder Branch that we got earlier is going to fly up and prove that we're allowed in here, and he opens the way for us, or she, or it. It's a tree, I don't know. Anyway, you can't go back to the save point at this point, but now would be a good time to double check your setup and make sure you're prepared, because coming up is one of the more difficult boss fights in the entire game. If you don't cheese it. Okay there. Now, you'll notice, first things first, I have float on everybody, so that was part of it. Bart's setup is same as usual. Nobody has the bone mail upcoming. Let's see, we got a couple of blue mages, one with dimension magic and the other with summon. They have the same gear, guardian knife, gold shield, elf cape. The guardian knife, the evade you get from that actually stacks with the elf cape, and I think I've been incorrectly calling the elf cape only at 25%. I was looking it up to double check to see if guardian knife and elf cape stacked, and I guess the elf cape is a 33% chance to evade. So that's even better than I thought. So it's really, really good. Let's see, and last but not least, we have Ferris with caution because I got nothing better to put on Ferris at this point, and no bone mail. You could go strength robe if you wanted, but having good magic defense is probably helpful. Now, an alternate strategy, well, let's get in there first and foremost, and then I'll start talking strategy here. Yeah, the door closed behind us. I have a feeling things aren't going to go particularly well. Sealed what? Stand guard. Now, depending on the translation, sometimes these guys are blank. Sometimes they are question marks. And sometimes they are called crystals. They look like crystals to me. Now, these enemies have 7,777 HP. They are level 77, so no level X anything that we can do there. The top right one, so the one in front, is fire elemental. On the top, sorry, the top of the screen there, the middle top there. That one's fire elemental, so strong against fire. The rightmost one, the closest to us, is water elemental. The leftmost one is wind elemental, and the bottom one is earth elemental. Now, they each have different weaknesses, so you can't spam targeting attacks on them, as they won't work. They'll end up healing one and damaging the rest of them, so you can't target them all at once unless it's non-elemental. There's very few things we have that are truly non-elemental. They are susceptible to darkness, death, slow, gravity. And we wanted to cast Float at the start of the battle because there's an interesting strategy involved in this one. I'm going to start off by taking... You know what? I'm going to start off by showing you the easy way of doing things. The easy way of doing things is with Gill Toss. Gill Toss does shit tons of damage. Because of the amount of HP that they have, and because they're going to cast Arrow 3 now, or that one is anyway, as soon as you reduce them to below 3,000 HP, they will counter by, on their turn, using the most powerful ability they have. Really? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm not keeping this one anyway. But unfortunately, you got an extra turn in. That's the easy way of doing it with Money Toss. Now, doing that much damage with Money Toss will deal the equivalent, or use the equivalent of about 5,500 to 6,000 gil per attack based on my levels. And it is the amount of gil used is based on level. You can't, choose how much you're going to throw. You throw however much you throw, and it's based on your levels in this case. So that's one way of doing things. Arrow 3 is a new blue magic spell, so we want to make sure we learn that. If I hadn't have attacked with Ferris, they wouldn't have dropped even below the 3,000 HP minimum in order to use it, and so they would have just done physical attacks. That's all they'll do at the start is physical attacks till they're below 3,000, and then the fire one will use Fire 3 on everyone. The water one uses Aqua Wake, even though Aqua Wake is not water elemental. You can use Aqua Wake against all of them, but it only does like 600 damage, so it's not even worth it. And the wind one does Arrow 3, which we can learn, and the earth one does Earth Shaker, which is an earth elemental attack that would deal a whole bunch of damage. So that's the fast way of getting through the fight. I shouldn't have attacked with Ferris. It would have been a better demonstration otherwise, but I figured I'd at least show the easy way of doing this fight if you want to do it that way. You do want to learn Arrow 3 in this fight because Wind, now that we have the Air Lancets, are going to become ridiculously good. But since all they're going to do for now is use physical attacks and they're not super strong, we are going to do a few things. First things first, Haste 2. Now that we have Haste to go, we might as well use it. Now everyone has Haste. The next thing we want to do is we want to summon Golem. Protect from all the physical attacks that they're going to do. And I am going to not use Gill Toss since it's basically the broken way of dealing with this battle here, and show some additional strategy. So they are susceptible to slow. You're not always going to hit everyone with slow, so in that case I hit nobody. They're also susceptible to darkness, so you can use Flash. again, that's not going to hit everyone, so don't worry too much about that. I'm just going to guard through my physical fighters at this point, because there are some better ways of setting things up. Let's see if we can get slow on at least some of these guys here. 1. Okay. And we'll basically, I'm just going to use Flash again because I figure I only hit 1 or 2 of them. So now maybe I hit a few more. Alright, so next things up. They are susceptible to gravity. So technically you could use Death Claw. It doesn't seem to work very well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the quarter spell and see if I can reduce him down to a quarter of his maximum HP. And then I'm going to summon Titan, because Titan, even though it is elemental based and will heal one of them, still will deal a bunch of damage and enough to take down the other one. So basically that's an effective way of kind of dealing with them, so you're not lowering them down too much. We can try using Deathclaw as well if you want to. Let's use quarter on the top one there. Yeah, see, a lot of the time it just won't work. So let's try Deathclaw instead. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong target. Unfortunately, it likes to target the ones I'm not trying to currently kill. And the directional button does not allow you to target the one you want to as easily. Alright, so quarter, I want to hit the one in the back row there. Okay, we'll go with Death. Actually, you know what? In this case, I'm just going to go with Missile, because that's the same effect as the quarter spell, and I don't want him to be too low there, because I do want to learn Arrow 3 before we move on here. Alright, let's try that again. Or not. Let's try Missile. And they have to be down far enough so that they can use Arrow 3. And now you want to target and finish that one off relatively quickly because it does a lot of damage to you. There we go. And yeah, that's the effective way. It's single targeting the enemies down and then making sure to heal up with White Wind. Now this guy won't even be able to really damage us, so I'm not too worried about him. So you can attack him with whatever you want to. I don't have anything that does a whole lot of damage on the blue mages for single targeting in this fight, so we'll just attack him a couple of times. He'll use Earthshaker, which Float will entirely protect us against, and we won't have to worry about anything. So yeah, it would have done, 600 damage, 400 to 600 damage to all party members. The reason why the fight is so difficult is because you saw how much damage Arrow 3 did. Pretty much all of their attacks target all of our party members and deal about that much damage. It does ridiculous amounts of damage, and it really hurts. Now, the secondary reason is you want to make sure that Gullif is still a blue mage coming out of that fight, and I'll get into why as we go through the rest of the cutscene here. What? We did what we were supposed to. We fought the bad guys. Like you. Let's fight you now. What seal? Oh, we fought the crystals. You know, the thing that obviously looked like crystals? Yeah, they were crystals. The crystals. I don't know how that's a shock. It looked like crystals, but they attacked us, so we had to fight back. It's just kind of a whole weird situation. So the crystals that sealed you in place are now under your power. And we're screwed. Well, that was, probably shouldn't have fought those crystals. If only I had let them fight me and be a little more powerful and shown how difficult they could possibly be, it would have been... Yeah, it wouldn't have changed anything. Something's happening to Grandpa. And they at least acknowledged it earlier on that the Muggles have their magical Muggle telepathy, so at least this makes sense. At least it doesn't come out of nowhere like in a lot of situations. Anyway, jump on the Hiryu and Carrot to the rescue once again. But will she make it in time? Oh. That was anticlimactic. Is that another one of your weak bolt spells, Kara? So what did you use on him anyway? Uh-oh. Now he's pissed. Uh-oh. We're in trouble now. Ow. Ow. Reminded of the fight between Frieza and Goku in Dragon Ball Z.
Want to play a game?
Yes.
What are we going to do now? Uh-oh. Well, I guess we're not going to do much of anything. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good either. But the crystals are kind of fighting us at this point. Oh, you shattered a crystal. And you broke his barrier, whatever the hell that was. Uh-oh. Gullif! No! What's going on here? But anyway, that's all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.